My name is Sharon Goldman, and I'm an artist because I love to create, and I have been painting since I was a child, and I'm still painting. I knew I was a real artist when I entered a show at the Ponte Vedra Cultural Center, and they called it a jury, and I thought, okay, just bring it there and they're going to give me some tips on it. And they said, you got in, but you need to have it framed in the next 2 hours because we're putting it up in a show. So I went to Ace Hardware and I popped out another picture and popped my picture in it. And I'm like, hey, I'm in a show. And I entered it, and I was in a show every year there. I guess that was 20 years ago when I moved here, so I was a real artist. And when I started getting solo shows, then I knew I was a real artist. And I really knew I was a real artist when I got the show at the airport, because that was like my biggest thing. Then I knew I was a real artist. I'm an artist, but I'm also a writer, and I have completed a children's book, and I also wrote a novel with my sister, a woman's fiction, and we're hoping to get the play that my sister and I wrote called Memory Lane, and we're hoping to get a musical reading done locally. So I like to dabble in all of the arts. Well, grading it gave me a paint set. I was around 8 years old, and I started painting, and then my mother started giving me projects like, I love yellow roses, so I want you to do a vase of roses. And then she liked the painting from the Jeffersons show. It was a painting of a seascape, and that was on the wall, so she wanted one of those. And then I painted little miniatures for her. And I just kept going. And then I went into being an art director in the advertising world, and there was a lot of conceptual work, which I liked. And then moving back up here to Ponte Vedra, I started teaching art and painting. And I've been doing that for about 20 years here locally. I've been teaching art at my home studio, and I've taught over 250 children from about 5 schools. And I really enjoy it, especially my husband reminds me how important it is that I'm bringing art in the lives of these children. And sometimes when I get frustrated with the little ones, he goes, this is so important. Everyone remembers their art teacher. And especially when I do the self-portraits with the children, that gives them a great sense of pride that they have a picture of themselves. And I think almost every kid in Ponte Vedra and Jax Beach has a portrait from me, and I'm going to keep going with that. I didn't know much about the art collection till Jen Jones brought me in here and showed me the collection, and it was just fantastic, and I had no idea. It was so wonderful, and that got me started getting involved in the library here, and I do tours once a month on Fridays, and I take all kinds of people here, everything from 1 person to 20 people at a time, and I take them on the 4 floors, and it's just a fabulous collection. I'm happy to be involved in it. I cannot imagine a life without art. I think about it, I think about my next painting, I lose sleep at night, what's my next creative project? Why not? I love art, why not? It's just something that everybody enjoys, and they like to look at it or do it. It's just, the world cannot be without art.